Okay, we're gonna go live here in just a second.
Okay.
Hey guys, so I am going to be doing a little sit down with Markpain. He is a gold RIAA music producer who has been credited with working with legendary artists in the music industry. Mark's resume includes Boyz II Men, Belle Biv DeVoe, Black Rob, and more. Mark has been producing for over 2 decades and has been releasing music worldwide independently. We're going to be getting into the dark side of things today. So things are going to get a little bit ugly. Please, if you have kids in the room, you might not want them in the room anymore. So you might want to send them out. Good evening, John. Hey, Aaron. Oregon Road, good to see you. Thank you guys for coming by.
Mm-hmm.
This is seriously going to get ugly, just so you know. I don't know how else to put it other than that. It's going to get ugly. So everybody's heard about this P. Diddy thing, and if you haven't, let me kind of catch you up a little bit. So an ex of his, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that, they were together, and he physically abused her and sexually assaulted her throughout the entire relationship.
Anybody talking? I can't hear anybody. I can't hear anything.
I was muted this whole time. Are you fucking kidding me? Why didn't none of you say anything?
I just thought it was, you know, you
You
were
thought
doing
it was
like a
you?
commercial or something.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. So, I guess I'm gonna go through this all over again.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hmm.
did you guys catch any of the intro or anything?
Just the P Diddy and the Casey, and that was it.
Oh, okay. I must have hit a button then. I don't know what I did. Um, okay, so the dark underbelly of the music industry gets even darker than just, the rape of a woman, which I can't say it. I don't want to minimize that, but artists are getting into the music industry and they are being sexually assaulted. They're being sexually harassed, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. And I actually have a video clip that I'm going to play for you guys about. Well, it's Lil Wayne talking about being sexually assaulted, and he's doing it in such a lighthearted manner that you think he might be joking, but he's not.
Mm.
Um, and then he goes on to talk about sexually assaulting other people once he was in the industry, and
Mm.
it's really grotesque. I think we're gonna mention Chris Cross. I can't remember which Chris it was. I'll have to look. I have it here somewhere. The one that passed away, he was sexually assaulted by his manager when he was like 12 or 13 years old.
Mm.
And a woman walked in on it, and she just like, he didn't stop or anything. They just turned around and walked away. And it's just a place where people are they're not only going to get taken advantage of monetarily, and they're trying to be monopolized by someone else's orders, but they're prone to being abused physically, sexually, mentally, emotionally. It's a scary thing. So, Mark, do you have anything you want to say about this subject? What do you know about the ugliness of the music industry? What have you seen or what have you heard?
Well, from what I understand about the music industry, um, there are individual people that it's a very brutal business because it's everything is capitalizing off of another individual. So when you know that you have individuals in the business that are people that are trying to get in the game, in the rap game, R&B, pop, rock, whatever, there is a level of desperation because they're trying to get to a certain level in the music business. So a lot of individuals who are powerful financially, they know this. They know that these individuals are seeking monetary gain and to become popular at what they love to do. So they become prey. So what happens is um, they'll sell you the world, they'll sell you everything, and they'll beautify everything and make it look so spectacular that it's actually the trap that they're walking you into to see how vulnerable you are. And once they see that you are vulnerable, then and they think that they can take advantage of you monetarily, then they will make an attempt to see if you would actually compromise yourself into that attempt to try to, molest, rape, or sleep with the person. Now, that's why it's always it's important that as an individual person that's going entering into the music business, that you have to know that there are predators out there that actually look forward to that. That's how they make their living, because they live off of you don't know, we know, we're the ones with the money, you're not. And when you give
Gatekeepers,
into that
basically.
situation, that's when they take advantage of you and you become the prey to them. They prey on individuals that are naive and don't know what they're up to. Um, if they can see if there's a way for them to actually um, manipulate you in with cars, anything fancy, You know, it's known for that. Like this music industry is known for things like that because it preys on individuals that are seeking superstardom, fame, to live in a nice home, have nice jewelry, and lots of money in their bank account. So if you're not smart enough to see exactly what's going on, then these are the things that you can fall victim to.
And there's a lot of people out there who are, I mean, I've met a lot of independent artists who, like, I pray that they stay independent. I'd rather see them get screwed over by a few small venues than to
Yeah.
see them get harmed in
Yes.
that way, because
Yeah.
it messes with you on a psychological level that it's there forever. It's there forever, and PTSD that never goes away.
Right. And see, the thing is that I've even watched Tyra Banks' show, Next Top Model, to show you how it's not just the music industry, it's also in the modeling industry, where she actually did a show where she tested the models that was on the show. She walked them into a photo set, a photo shoot, and she hid backstage, and she had every individual have pictures taken. In the midst of the photos being taken, the photographer invited the person to slowly but surely take their clothes off. So as she was watching backstage, the models started taking their clothes off. They started
because
taking
they were
off their
being
top.
complacent and doing what they were told.
Yes. And before you know it, some of them were down to their bras and panties. And as they were getting ready to take their panties off, Tyra Banks came out from behind the curtain, and she said, "Hey, what are you doing? You know, this isn't the way it is. This isn't the way that this industry should operate. You shouldn't compromise yourself because somebody told you, you know what I'm saying, to take your clothes off." And that's one of the biggest situations when it comes to artists feeling like, in order for them to be heard by the record label or by the person they think who's on the next level with the money, they think that taking their clothes off is a form of communication. You know what I mean?
And that's heartbreaking. And you know what? The thing is with little girls anyway, they're trained from childhood to accept whatever the person in authority hands you, or
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and take it. And little boys are trained the same damn way.
Yes.
Little boys, though, however, it is estimated that only 3% of males who are sexually assaulted ever come forward or ever talk about it.
Yes.
So they live with that shit until the day they die. There is a producer in Japan. Yeah, in Japan, who over the years has as many as 400 allegations against him of sexual assault and sexual misconduct. And all they did was change the name of his production company.
So this is why I didn't mean to cut you off. So this is why this happens in a way. We're men, right? So when we become center stage, we know that females are our biggest fans, right? Depending on how they market you, depending on how you look and you present yourself, you become marketable where you get a lot of women, a lot of female fans, right? So they want you to stay in the mind frame of, I want females, I don't want male. You understand? So that's why they try to protect themselves from that embarrassment of saying, I slept with somebody that was male. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to protect their image and they're trying to protect themselves as being masculine. But behind closed doors, they've either been compromised by individuals that sought them out to be as weak individuals, took advantage of them, and now this is something that they have to live with. It's hard because if you're an attractive young man and then the women fall in love with you, it's hard for you to just come out and say, I've been sexually molested by a guy. You know what I mean? Like it's going to turn off half of your fan base because they're going to think that you go both ways, or you accepted being molested that way. You see what I'm saying?
Or you're crazy.
Yeah, that's why they try to keep it a secret, because they're trying to maintain their masculinity. You see what I'm saying? Until they feel like, okay, well, I've gotten enough out of this business. I don't think I can get anything else out of it. Now let me, you know what I'm saying, tell my audience what happened to me. And it's unfortunate that it takes so long for them to talk about it, because it's such a dark secret that it's something that you can actually commit suicide off of. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's leaked out in the wrong way. Like if you tell the wrong person and, you know, you confide in that person not to say anything, and somebody leaks it out, you know, that can lead to somebody committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, it can.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
there's a laundry list of artists who have been either sexually assaulted themselves or have been the ones who are assaulting others.
yes.
There's allegations against Charlemagne the God, which he actually pleaded guilty to the case. This was like 15 years ago or whatever.
Right.
But he pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. And even though if you look up the court records, like you can see that he took a plea deal and to get it dropped from sexual battery and sexual assault to contributing to a minor, I think is what it was.
Right.
Katy Perry, she's another one who, you know, she got, you know, just because you're a woman doesn't mean that men, I don't care how pretty you are, don't touch somebody without their consent first. Ask permission.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Yes.
You just don't go up and touch people and do things to people. Right. Dudes don't like that shit either. No more than we do.
Right.
Especially in public.
They believe that because they have this financial power, right? That they're above the law. They could do whatever they want to do because they can just pay somebody off to, you know.
And the thing is that's what happens. That's what they do. Look at what's her name? That Nicki Minaj and her husband. Look at what they did to that poor woman.
Yes.
I mean, my God, they tortured her. They harassed her. They literally like almost pushed her to suicide. And was harassing her family and everything else. And it just blows my mind that all they have to do is wave money at it and it goes away.
Right. Yes. Yes. That's my exact point. Like, even normal people in society, like, we're not talking about individuals that's trying to enter the music business, you know, and they see the glitz and glamour. We're not talking about people like that. We're talking about normal individuals where it happens to them, and then you have someone come out of nowhere and say, we got $500,000 for you if you don't say nothing about the situation that happened. R. Kelly, right? Many of people who went to court, he paid off to keep quiet. He told them not to say nothing. Matter of fact, I think it was one female that he molested, and I think her niece or nephew, her uncle was supposed to testify. R. Kelly paid him off, and he quit coming into court to testify, like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But thank God that it was enough victims, enough witnesses to have him acquitted to where he's in jail now facing, you know what I'm saying, because of those charges. But look at all the individual people, the individual powerhouses who have turned out individuals where they're still walking, you know, scot-free without being, you know, no type of justice is being done, nothing served towards them, because they feel in their minds that they have the right amount of prestige and power and money to make these things go away. And that's the sad thing. That's what a lot of artists have to understand, that when you're entering in this music business, that's why they call it business, because it's not just about you doing music. It's about you having strategy and knowing that there are people that are predators out there, that's what they look for. They're banking on this. You know what I'm saying? That you will become vulnerable enough for them to take advantage of you, to do whatever they want to do to you, and you're not going to say anything about it. Whether it be male or female, you know, this is a business where you are preyed on, not just financially, not just because of the money that you make, but because you being a very attractive female or a very attractive male. You know what I'm saying? We're human. So these individuals feel like I can just, do whatever I want because they feel that being in my presence is enough. I'm giving them, I'm a superstar. You know what I'm saying? So you being in my presence type stuff is like enough. So you should be happy you around me. So they make them feel vulnerable by acting like that towards them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel a lot of victim blaming going on when it comes to people of high status.
Yeah.
Millennial splaining, mentioned it here just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I see that a lot of these people, like Russell Simmons, he's still out and about and free. And there's like several women, like a bunch of women who accused him of some shit. And it's like the only person whose life gets ruined by this shit is the victim, whether they stay silent or they speak out. Because even women, this is something that really throws me, to see women attacking other women who are victims, and then to have that woman who's doing the attacking say, "Oh, well, I was assaulted when I was younger," or whatever. Wow, if that's the case, then what are you doing?
Right. Okay. Pause right there, Noli. My question about this, about what you're saying right now, is when Casey was being molested, right? When this stuff was going on, she's not talking about something that happened recently. She's talking about something that happened years ago, right?
Correct.
So whenever it happens to you, it doesn't matter how big and prestigious that person is. You say something at the time of it happening, because when you wait to say something years later, it becomes almost like why didn't you say something back then? You know what I'm saying? Why did you wait so long to say something? But at the same time, in all those years that went by, it was somebody, that middleman, that was saying, I got 50,000 coming to your account. Just stay quiet. I got 25,000 coming to your account. Stay quiet. I got 75,000 coming this month. Stay quiet. And then when the money stops, right? The money's no longer being sent to those accounts every month or every year. Then the person feels, I should have been saying something all that time, because now they're not getting paid off to say anything anymore. Right?
They're not getting paid off. And, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, and I am a survivor myself, I believe that if you are a victim of something like this and you do not go to the police, which I think you are obligated to, any victims that person happens to, any people who that person victimizes after you, it's kind of partially your fault because you did nothing.
Yes, exactly. That's it. That's exactly right. And what's the saddest part is that this is a part of, because we hear things from the outside in, and we can't see it or we haven't experienced it. We're like, oh, that sounds too far-fetched, until you actually run into it.
Yeah.
You know
Speaking of too far-fetched, I'm gonna play this little clip that I got here. Of what's his name? Talking about what happened. Yeah, Lil Wayne. Thank you. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna have everybody mute their microphones too, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna do you like baby did me. Yeah. I'll never forget that day. Yeah, no, they was all in the kitchen. I was scared. It was cool. There was about this many niggas and shit too in that bit. I never forget the word. Suck la wine la dick. I was sitting on the couch. Everybody in that bit. I mean, was like talking. Girl with your good dick. Girl, you know you suck with your good dick. Suck and that boy, that bitch suck all nigga. Have a nigga. Good bitch. Suck la wine la dick. I'm sitting there like, sure, yeah. Suck up. I ain't never had this happen. In front of G. Oh my God, that was the best ever, boy. I walked out that bitch. I felt like I killed 5 niggas, ran through 3 banks. Boy, you don't understand. I was a different man after that. I was Lil Wayne. After that, yeah.
You see how that's glorified in the music industry? How everybody's laughing about that situation like it's a big joke, but somebody's daughter is being victimized. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, like you wouldn't do it to your daughter. Like you have a daughter, and when somebody does it to your daughter, or when your daughter was wilding out and doing all kinds of stuff online, right? You was, yo, why she acting up and da-da-da, and what's going on with the mother, and how come the mother's acting up, and why she wilding out? Oh, now you want to pay attention. Now you want to act like it's a bad situation. But what about when you're victimizing somebody else's daughter, right? And y'all think it's funny. Y'all all in a whole room. He said, listen to what he said. He said, it was all of us around watching.
Crazy. It's absolutely insane.
You know?
There's an artist that is just, I mean, he's like a big thing down south, I guess. And he like his nephews and his sons, when they turned 14, he like hired prostitutes to, you know, and that's like you're paying somebody to sexually abuse your kid.
Right.
You know, I don't care if a 14-year-old thinks they can handle it or they're ready for it. They're not.
Right.
And it's just, it's disgusting. Now,
well, here's the thing. I think at a certain age, right, people think that he's coming into being a man. You know what I'm saying? So they try to invite them to these illicit things because he likes to play video games. You know what I'm saying? Or he's sitting there with his friends and they play video games all night. They're not thinking about chicks and hoes and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, that's not normal because he ain't talking to the chicks. How come he ain't talking to the chick? Why is he just playing video games? But you don't know. He could be talking to a decent young woman online, you know what I'm saying, who's making plans with him, and they're like, yeah, you know, I can't wait to meet you. I think you're a nice woman. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, online could be crazy sometimes too, but he could be, you know what I'm saying, planning on some nice things to meet a nice young lady, and then here come here come the hoes. I need you to go in the room with the hoes over here. You know what I'm saying? Look at how uncomfortable that can be for an individual, especially that young. You know what I'm saying? 14 and 15 years old, where they're not even thinking about any type of sexual activity. And then once they get into the activity of sexual activity and they get turned out, if their mind is not strong enough, it gets broken. And so what happens is they become they want to continue having that pleasure of, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like no feeling to it, because now you're giving them somebody that has no feeling to it. Like prostitutes don't have feelings and emotions. All they do is screw. That's all they do. You know what I'm saying? So he's voided of those emotions when you're giving him to somebody that doesn't care about him. So now that's all he thinks of. Oh, well, she don't care about me. So shit, I don't care about her. I'm just gonna screw her and that's it. You see what I'm saying? Like that's where it goes. And a lot of people don't understand. Don't force your children or don't force people to be grown up way ahead of their time. Let them come into their maturity, their puberty, you know what I'm saying? And when it's the right time for them, Let them have that time, not sexually molesting them, forcing them to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Because you're thinking, oh, they ain't normal or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Let them have their time. You know what I'm saying? This music industry is the same thing. They see young kids. That's why they like to sign young kids, because they know they don't know any better, and it's easy to manipulate their minds. And when you get their minds into a situation of where you can break them, and they're victimized, they're like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Your kid have the intelligence to understand how you can go to a situation where you can get help, or you got some places where if you're under a certain age, you can't get help. You got to be 18 years old. You know what I'm saying?
If you're a man, in most counties, you can't get help if you're being sexually or physically abused by your partner or by anybody.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for you to go.
Right.
There's no safe house for you.
Right.
And that's horrifying in my opinion. And if your kid, if you are a female and you have a son that's like 14 and over, they can't go to that safe house with you. They have to go stay at a men's shelter by themselves. Are you kidding me?
Yes. So it's just deeper. It's deeper than just the music industry. We're talking about an individual person's mind. You know what I'm saying? Their mentality, their mental state. We have so many people out here with mental issues that they're turning to things that are killing them. They're being taken out by fentanyl, drugs that are marijuana that's laced with bad fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of things. They're turning to that stuff because they're trying to find a peace of mind from this traumatic situation that they've gone through, and they don't know who to tell, because the person that victimized them said, if you tell anybody, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to kill everybody you love. I'm going to kill them. I'm going to take care of them. So now you're petrified. You're scared. And at a young age, your mind is traumatized. It's broken and traumatized. So imagine those two things combined into one.
That's just insane. Killer Ron, do you have anything you want to say on the subject?
Everything he's been saying, like I've gone down the rabbit hole of the Illuminati, and everything he's saying is that. I got a question though. What does that say? So basically, Lil Wayne, that happened to Lil Wayne, child, right? He said 14 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were just pretty much preparing him for, I guess they were trying to force him to be an adult in the hip hop industry, because that's how it is when there's groupies just like waiting to go after you, right? So how does it apply when they treat him that way as an adult? Because apparently there's a video where he's like kissing him and all this stuff. So is he still grooming him as an adult? You
broke up just a little bit. Repeat that question.
Oh, okay. So is he still grooming him as an adult? Because I know there's a video where he's kissing on him.
So he's also gotten himself in trouble too.
Yeah, a lot of times victims of sexual abuse become predators of sexual abuse.
So something happened to Baby is basically with the truth, though, right? If that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when you, like I'm saying, right? Once you're introduced to something at a younger age that you don't have the mental capacity to understand why it's happening to you, right? And people are around you laughing at the situation, right? Like a young girl giving you oral sex. They're laughing, right? They're not saying it's, yo, man, you shouldn't be doing that because that's not, yo, man, you young man. They're not saying, they're not giving them that type of advice. They're saying you have to be this way because this is what the industry accepts. And because we're your boys and we feel like you should be this person in the industry, this is what you have to do. This is what you must do, right? And if you're not intelligent and smart enough to understand that you're being manipulated by your own friends, then you become a victim of the actual circumstance. And then what happens is you lose all consciousness of everything that you're doing to an individual until where you're dealing with somebody who actually has a conscience, emotions, and feelings, and then you do something crazy to them with no feelings, no emotions, no emotions to it, and they flip the script on you and be like, he raped me.
I got a question. One more question. What is it? You said something. You were saying a lot in the beginning, and I wanted to tap in, but I didn't really get it. I really didn't get a chance. So, do you think the people that are like, because the people that are being targeted, like it's something that you said when you said, if you don't do this, we're gonna kill your whole family. I think this way all the time, but people just think I have crazy mental health. But I think I'm just thinking I'm thinking chess moves, any possibility. So do you think those kind of circumstances are applied to people who are not trying to be in the spotlight? People like behind the scenes? Because I feel like if you're in the spotlight, you're gonna be like a superstar, and you're trying to appeal to the whole world. You can change the world. So they have more reason to blackmail and control you. But if you're behind the scenes, does that apply the same way?
Oh, can't hear you, Mark.
Damn. Did I chop out? Am I out?
No, I heard you, Ron, but I didn't hear Mark.
Damn.
I still can't hear Mark.
See, when you start talking about the Illuminati, this is what the powers that be do behind the scenes too.
Yeah, for real. For real. Feel free.
Maybe he muted himself on accident.
Nope, he's not muted. It could be his internet connection. It could be wire connection. Could be anything. Still can't hear you, Mark. Oh, okay. Oh. He got a call, so he's so he's on the phone. Yeah, we can't hear you. You're golden. Let's go ahead and move on to let's dig in a little bit deeper on this.
Sorry, say that again.
So let's dig in a little bit deeper on this.
I got a question. Do you know the DJ Shorty Doo-Wop?
I do not.
Okay, so ironically, like you guys were talking about, so I'm not sure, you probably can't see it. She literally just posted this on there. She's like a DJ. She's in the network of who I would know.
Yeah, I do know who she is. Yeah. I have seen her one time. A friend of mine invited me to her feed, and I was just yeah, I'm not. I am a strong advocate for laws that protect artists, such as the Payola Act, and the loopholes in it need to be closed. And people like her take advantage of that. And I don't think that's right. It's just one more person that takes advantage of an independent artist.
That's all DJs. I'm gonna be honest, except for DJ B. Clark, but all DJs have done that. That's sad to hear that.
I'm sure that they've all done that at one point in time. There's more than just DJ BJ Clark. Even though I love him to death. He is such a good person. He's fabulous, and so is Rudy with Stay on Beat. He's an amazing person. He takes like $100 a week out of his pocket and throws it at, one person out of, whoever gets on the hit list every week. And he doesn't make any money off of his platform yet. He doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet on YouTube, but he's got a bunch on like other platforms, but not here on YouTube. So
emotional.
Yeah, that's and he's doing that because he loves the music, he loves the artists, and he loves seeing people stay independent for as long as they possibly can or are willing to. There are a lot of people who they utilize those loopholes, and they're charging $150, $200 just to play like 1 minute of your song. Oh, I see you. Oh, I think he's hitting buttons, but I'm not sure.
So you're talking about the gatekeepers, and it's fair to say Illuminati, or should I just say the secret society we shouldn't speak of? What should I call it? Should I say Illuminati, or should I just say, is there another word for the society?
I guess I would call it the Illuminati, just because it's a group of old rich fucks who control things and can control you and control your actions, your movements, and all you do is sign a damn contract and you're giving away your time. You're giving up your creative control. You're giving up your schedule to someone else to determine what it is that you're going to do, when you're going to do it. They say who you're going to be friends with, who you're going to be seen in public with. It's, and if they like, if you look at Spose and what happened to him, he was doing great as an independent artist. I mean, like really freaking great as an independent artist. He got signed with the record label. He went out to California and they sat on him until his fucking contract was up.
Damn.
And so he didn't really work. I mean, he made like 2 albums, but they didn't push him. And one of them I can kind of understand why, because he did it like out of spite. So he did what they wanted, but he did it in a way that pissed them
But it
off.
wasn't like it wasn't like blackmail like you guys were talking about before, though, right? That's what I'm seeing.
I
I'm
hope
saying, like,
not.
you get signed
oh my
to
god, I hope not.
Okay.
I really hope not. But you know, again, men don't come forward when it comes to that shit. I know that when he got back to Maine, he was glad to be back to Maine, and he was just like, I am never signing with another label again. I do better on my own. And he holds a lot of disdain and like resentment towards the radio or the music industry because of what happened, his experience. And he's a fabulous artist. I mean, like really good.
I'm assuming it's the ones that get signed to like the really big labels, though, like clearly on the level of what Puff Daddy's Bad Boy label. I'm assuming it's like that type of stuff happens when you're at that level, because as an independent artist, there's a glass ceiling that a lot of us cannot get past. A lot of us just decide we're going to sign to a label because they're going to make things happen for us. But figure once you get past that glass ceiling, you're going to be dealing with people telling you to do these things. If you don't do it, they're going to expose it to the whole world.
For real. And look at Tones. Now, he used to go by Styles, but back in like the late 80s, early 90s. But now he goes by Tones, and he got blacklisted for like over a decade. Oh, Mark's back. He's ready to come up.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Woohoo!
All right. Okay. So like I was saying, that's some deep stuff, because the Illuminati has approached me about some stuff too, and they're very consistent. They're very aggressive when it comes to trying to get you to cooperate with them.
Go along to get along kind of bullshit.
Yeah. And if I could show you some of the messages that one of the guys sent, and what they do is they go around other big artists, right? And they take pictures with the other artists, but they're not actually a person that knows the artist. They just take pictures with them to make you think they know them, to try to get you to think that this is what happened. This is how they got on through the Illuminati. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like one like you're running into one crook after another crook after another crook after another crook, who's literally just there to use you, abuse you, and take advantage of you. And even if you have nothing, they still want what you got.
No, Lee, that's what it's all about. So what happens is these are investors. Okay, the majority of the music industry that you see now, private investors. Remember what Wiz Khalifa said about private investing? He said, you don't even need a record label. You could just get a private investor, and you can get the loan, and you can get the money, and blah blah blah. There is an actual post of Wiz Khalifa talking about private investors, right? So what happens is the private investors don't know music. All they do is they think they know what's going on, or the artist may be like a local artist that's probably impressing some of the local people in the area. So the private investor wants to get his hands wet with some type of entertainment. So the local artist is like, yeah, man, I could double your money. I could triple your money. So they take the money and they payola the radio stations. They buy their numbers. They buy their way into a whole lot of streams and stuff like that. And then when people look at them, they think that they're on that level already, right? But the private investor, all he's looking at is, oh, wow, he's making all these streams and all these numbers and all the da-da-da-da-da-da. So you have the artists that's actually manipulating the private investors too. But the artists are not really talented, gifted artists. See what I'm saying? These are mediocre artists that are getting these private investors to put this bulk of money into them, causing these situations of where now the radios are playing mediocre talent and not real talent. See what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. And I feel I know what you're saying, and I feel your pain, and I feel your
yes.
I have my own frustration over that. And it is deep frustration.
It's very frustrating. And it's like when because now it's not like how you walk up to a record label, right? The real, like the real entertainment labels that understand entertainment, right? And the music business. You're looking at private investors that know nothing about music. And they trust that this individual is leading them in the right direction when they are not. These are mediocre individuals that not a really talented, they're not talented. So
they're not talented, and they don't really know the business at all.
Right.
I mean,
right. Then what happens is these are predators too. So what happens is they get the money, right? These are the ones you see on the, with the big wad of money on the air, and they go, yo, look at that, look, right?
Yeah, that's just like, you would think they'd be embarrassed doing that. I don't even know.
And they predators too, because they know now they're starting to show off the money, the big wads of money they got, right? And what happens to the other artists that need the money that don't have the finances and the resources to do their, right? Now
they start handing that guy their money.
Yeah. Now they become victims. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I didn't think like that.
Yeah.
Where are they getting this money from if they're like, okay, because I understand how if there's actually, if they're making money from streaming, then they definitely have an audience. They must be getting money from somewhere, because I know if you invest in a I guess a private investor to actually get your streams up, you're not going to see any money for at least 3 months. So you're going to know if you're getting scammed by whoever is promoting you or not. But you got to wait 3 months to determine that. So how are they getting all this money and putting it on their ear if they're like not real?
Because they know the investor doesn't know what they're doing. All the investor is excited because he's a part of something. He's trying to, every year, every business and corporation does what? Tax write-offs. They got to find a way to get rid of a certain amount of money, or what happens? They get taxed, right?
Correct.
So what they do is they say, I got to find a way to get rid of $500 million. How are we going to do that?
Wow.
Right.
Well, a lot of them use like art, paintings from dead people that they just switch hands with.
Yes. Right. So then they transfer the money into the, they probably look for, because they know the music business is like one of the most riskiest, right, investments. Everyone knows that, but they have to find a way to get rid of it. So what they say is, okay, I'm going to invest $2 million in this situation that can either work or not work, right? I don't know anything about it. I just want to invest in something so I don't get taxed at the end of the year, right? Then you get these investment firms, right, who say, oh, yeah, we know how to put your money into something, blah, 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 blah. Then they go and they put $500,000 into somebody's account. They say, listen, this is what we want. This is what we want you to do with this $500,000, because we think that your company has potential to make the money back for us. We're going to put $500,000 into your company at this interest rate. And then within the next year or within 6 months, we need the $500,000 back, right? They put the money into the person's account. All they got to do is say, you know what, transfer this amount, or go to the bank with a briefcase and say, you know what, I'd like to have this amount of money put into a briefcase, put into my possession, right? And they'll come out on camera. Notice they always have a bag with them. You notice that, right? They always take it out of a bag. So the bag is, they just came from the bank. You know what I'm saying? The bank loaded the bag with money. Now they're out. Oh, they unzipped the bag. Oh yeah, look at all the money and cash I'm making. You ever seen that before?
I've seen that.
Yes, I have. I've actually
pull it out the bag. See, that's the front. That's the look at all the money I'm getting. Look at Tekashi 6ix9ine. Same thing. He just came out of nowhere. It was like, who the hell is Tekashi 6ix9ine? You seen all that money he was making overseas? And then he came to the United States and started making all that money. These were all private investors, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And
Absolutely crazy.
then when you're showing somebody else that you got that much money, then they become victims because they thinking that you have that money to give to them to get them started.
Yeah.
Right? So now when you go to their concerts, guess what happened? Yo, shawty, meet me backstage. You know what I'm saying? You want to get on? Meet me backstage. But the person, that money doesn't belong to them. That's just an investment. They got to pay back in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not even. It's a loan basically that they and a lot of singers or artists aren't even able to pay that back.
Yes. That's why a lot of them are broke. You'd be like, yo, he was just on like 2 years ago. He was on and popping. What happened? He didn't make the money back to pay back his loan.
And everything that you saw was just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. So that's how it works. That's why you got to be real careful and you got to be strategic and you got to make sure that you have all the right people in your corner that's going to protect you, your mentality, right? And being victimized by individuals that are preying on individuals to take advantage of their virginity, money, longevity, and legacy.
That is just insane. Speaking of that, there is a lady who is in California who I have been talking with her for quite some time, almost a year. She is a lawyer who wants to kind of consolidate some of the people that you need or that people think they need.
Yes.
To get their career going. So instead of her just being in the legal end of it, she wants to also deal with the managing part of it and the booking part of it because she has venues up the wazoo because of her being a lawyer. And her name is actually, you know what? I'm going to type it because her name on Instagram is weird as shit.
Okay. Not the
I think it's all 2Q with Mons or something like that is what it's saying. But I'm going to go ahead and type it in. If you guys want to hit her up, I trust her. I've seen her do some great work. I've seen her help out independent artists, just getting them venues to go to perform in on door deals and stuff like that, you know?
Now, not to cut you guys short, but I have to go.
Yes.
So, of course, you know what's going on from on my side, but it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I wish that I had more time to talk to you guys. It's a big topic to talk about. This is something that more artists should hear. They should listen to this and watch out for the different signs of individuals that prey on certain situations like this. Learn the business, learn how to be strategic. Know that this is all 95% business and it's 5% talent. So when you have that much business to handle, I would recommend that you get to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Well, thank you very much, Mark. Hopefully we can have you back soon so that we can dive into what you've been doing.
Yes, for sure. Hey, you guys can always find me at The Real Markpain on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me at Markpain on SoundCloud. Just type up Markpain. Those are Threads is an up and coming platform. You guys should check that out too.
Yep. And all of his links are actually down below in the description. So all you got to do is scroll down a little ways and there's like 20 links there for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope
you guys have a good night.
Thanks for having me. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Well, that was nice to have him by.
He drops jewels.
Huh?
He drops jewels.
He does. He's been around the block a time or 5. Like for real. Like he has been he worked with so many people that, in my opinion, without him, they wouldn't, like Velvet Devoe and Boyz II Men. I don't think they would have gone as far as quickly as they did back in the 90s if it weren't for Markpain.
And you probably said the fact that he's mingled in the actual industry like that. He's probably telling more truth than we actually know or think we know.
And I'm certain that he's probably censored himself quite a bit just to protect himself, you know?
Yep.
Like he said, the Illuminati, that's no joke. That's no joke whatsoever.
Illuminati's Instagram and Facebook too. They're all connected. They can censor and stop anybody from doing anything. This is how a lot of people eat too and get themselves out.
A lot of outspoken people are people who are active in the community on, you know, whether it's geopolitics or it's you know, they advocate for this, that, or the other, or they are totally against something and they're loud about it. They will shut their shit down so quick. Yeah, I get put in Instagram jail probably 3 times a week, and I'm not allowed to leave comments on anybody's shit. And all I've said was like, I answered a question that somebody asked, or I told somebody, hey, you know, the what do you call the grants are opening up here soon for musicians, or I said something simple like that, and bam, they zapped me fucking for 24 hours. I'm like, are you kidding me? What the hell?
It's literally it's AI. It's not real people that are running.
But the thing is, it's real people. It's real people who programmed that AI.
Like you said, yep.
We had this conversation just a little bit on one of your posts, didn't we?
Yep. I actually talked to somebody from Instagram, and like they're just all 100%. It's all money driven. Like you just got to pay if you want to have a voice in that world. Unless you have a lot of support supporting you, like within that 1 minute of your post, you just got to pay if you want to get out there, or your content has to be extremely high quality.
And not just high quality, but their idea of high quality. They don't want you to speak out against Israel. They don't want you to speak out against police violence. They don't want you to speak out against dirty politicians. They don't want you to speak out against, you know, anything or any, like they want you to just go along to get along. And I am so not that person, which, you know, I'm kind of glad that I do what I do the way that I do it. I don't charge anybody any money. I just, you know, I do my thing, and I just add people to my list of emails that go out. That's all I do.
It's a good thing.
Know, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just to say, I just, you know, I've been fortunate enough to build relationships with some of these DJs and some of these station managers that, you know, they trust me enough to where they don't really even like listen to the music before they put it on a playlist. Damn. They'll just slap it on and start spinning it once a week or whatever and see what happens. See if they get any phone calls. They'll watch the analytics on, you know, those artists, what is it? Blade page, to see if people have been searching them more after they've been played on their station.
You know why you get shut down a lot of times, right? Because this is just according to Instagram. This is YouTube. They're not going to get me right. Yeah, this is YouTube. Just according to Instagram. It's really like they understand that they have Super Bowl audience numbers, higher than Super Bowl audience numbers. So they understand that. So they know how to monetize that. But the things what they're telling me, or what they told me, is it's a choice between do we want to expose this person who's paying under the minimum is $70 for a post, is paying under $70, or this politician or this company, this billionaire company, is paying $1,000 a day for exposure and to have their ads put in front of everybody. So if you're like pretty much saying things that they don't agree with, or attacking one of their sponsors, so to speak, you're gonna continue to go into Instagram jail.
And I am okay with that. You want to know why? Because my conscience is fucking clean.
You still got people like, independents like us sharing the stuff though. So
Exactly.
even though we're sharing it from jail as well, but hopefully somebody sees it.
Exactly. And I think that's important right there. I know that there's a lot of people who post advertisements and stuff, not just politicians, but like businesses and shit that are or I guess businesses in air quotes, because it's a scam. It's bullshit. And I know it's bullshit, and I have the proof to prove it's bullshit. But then if you go and hit the the button to where you can report that post or whatever, there's no way to actually give them proper information to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is a fake company, or this person is a fraud, or this person is lying. Like somebody said that some politicians said that in Seattle the murder rate has gone up like some crazy percentage, like 99%, like crazy ass percentage, which is a total lie. It has gone up, but only a like portion of a percentage has it gone up. And they were just like blowing this shit up out of proportion, and way out of proportion, and lying, flat out fucking lying about crime rates and stuff in our state so that they could get elected. But they get elected based on a lie. And so I reported the post, and I think I've reported it probably 6 or 8 times now, and it's still fucking up.
Somebody's connected to that post who was actually controlling everything at the end of the day. But this is me thinking the way that gentleman was singing earlier. Like, I just think that everybody is connected. I just assume that the Instagram is running everything, and they are in control of everything that the people at the bottom are aligned with. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people, they don't want to talk about it, but a lot of people are aligned with Palestine on this stuff, right? It's like it's a moral thing, humanity. But the people in control are seeing the dollars, and they already know where those dollars are coming from. So if you're not tapped in with them, you're silenced. And you're going to be silenced for a long time, because they're going to keep you shout a man like me and a lot of us.
What's really frustrating is to see that, a majority of, quote unquote, Democrats and Republicans, I'm talking about general public here, in my opinion, people, the general public, the general citizens of this country, we are not Republicans or Democrats. Those titles belong to the people who were elected, and there is no difference between the sides. They are both sides are playing for the same fucking team. It is all goddamn act, and the stage is fucking Washington, D.C.
Agree with that.
Oh my God.
I agree with that.
I can't agree with that shit.
I don't know why people go. I guess I see it on Instagram, I see it on Twitter too, but like they kind of like lump everybody, that it doesn't matter what they are. It's like Democrats are this. I'm like, okay, so if this person's a Democrat, but he doesn't think that same way, so you lump them all, and that's like it's kind of like a racist mentality when it comes to politics.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't think they see that though.
A lot of people don't, especially people who are overly angry on each side, the extremists on each side, quote unquote, each side. I have some really hardcore leftist friends who I mean, I love them to death, and I agree with like 98% of what they say. But then there's this 2% of the shit that they say that's just like, whoa, you are going way too fucking far with it. You need to, rein it in a little bit. Your horse is running away without you.
Yeah.
Because I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in violence outside of, for sport, like, legitimate sport, not, killing people for sport.
Yeah.
But like boxing and MMA and what is it? The wrestling, but like the real wrestling, not the play wrestling. Even though I know people get hurt really bad in that too, but like not WWE or WWF or whatever the fuck it is now. Not that, but like actual wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit impresses the crap out of me. It really does. And I enjoy watching it. But as far as violence out of anger or out of rage or frustration. I don't believe in it at all. And I see these people, and I'm a gun toter. I believe in my Second Amendment rights. I love my Second Amendment. I love my pew-pews. I can't help it.
Dig it.
I grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere where pew-pews were put in your hand when you were 7.
Damn.
My daughters actually have I had a single shot 22 given to me when I was 7 years old for my birthday. And I gave it to my oldest, and then she gave it to my youngest at 7 years old. So both my girls started shooting at 7 as well.
Damn. Well, it's good they know how to defend themselves.
And it was a single shot 22. I mean, they got one bullet.
That's all you need. That's all you need, though.
Very true. Very true. That is all you need. With most things, like a bear, no, I'm sorry, a 22 is just going to piss them off.
Clearly.
Like straight up, a big elk, it's just going to piss them off unless you get them right in the eye. You got to get them right in the eye or right in between the rib cage or like in between 2 ribs to where it goes into their heart. Because if you don't, you're going to get hurt. They're going to get you.
Okay, so you live like the boonies, seems like.
Yeah, I am in the Pacific Northwest in a area that is considered the rainforest. It's a temperate rainforest, so it's not like a hot, humid South America type rainforest. It is a cool, but never really cold rainforest.
That's cool. I like the cold though. When I got a timeout during George Floyd demonstration, I registered a domain and created another node in the Fediverse.
Okay, what the hell, Tech? I love you, man. What are you talking about?
I didn't get that one.
You're talking to not a nerd. Okay, so I need you to dumb that down about 80%.
I'm assuming he's talking about he got censored during the George Floyd stuff, but I missed the last part.
Yeah, I don't. The registered a domain. I know what a domain is, and created another node. I'm not sure what that means. And the Fediverse, like, Jenwell, holy shit! Hi, bitch. How are you? Oh, and yeah, my mouth overrides my ass, and I swear a lot. So forgive me. Oh, you may never ever want to invite me over onto your thing because I will. I can't help it.
I don't even. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's.
I don't even hear myself swear most of the time. I said the F-bomb in front of Angie's fucking mother the other day, and she's a Mormon. But we were in my house, and I'm just like, what? It is a word made by humans. There's only, if you want to go by the Bible and be that hardcore at it, there's only one curse that is going to get you into major trouble that God forbids you to do, and that's taking the Lord's name in vain. And you didn't hear me do that, did you? And then I felt like an asshole because I think I made her sad.
Damn.
But this is my house. Who are you to tell me how to talk in my house? I pay rent here. Like, what the hell?
I got a question.
I'm really hoping that you are typing like crazy to explain the last 2 lines of that, because I'm going to go crazy until I know. In fact, here, I will post the link if you want to jump up here and explain to us what the fuck that all means. Because I feel like I should probably know, but I don't.
I got a question. Are you able to hear this?
Hear what? Oh, louder.
You need to handcuff my wrist.
You can hear that music?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you were able to hear that music playing, right?
Well, not only after you turned it up. Yeah. Yep, I can hear it.
Okay, cool. Dope. Double recognize. What's he doing?
Recognize? He is what the hell? So he actually went and did something with Tech Nine this past week. And then he did something with somebody else, like out of like hella randomly, like yesterday, and worked on a song that was completely done with string instruments. But he's got such a pretty voice that it worked out, well. I'm so excited. Dude, he is amazingly talented. I play him almost every day on my Discord channel. Like I go in there for like an hour every day and just rearrange shit and like post up. Like I paint and crap like that. And I needed a place for non-political fucking happy things. And so I have a section for like regular poetry, then not safe for work poetry, then stuff for independent music only, then stuff for like paintings, drawings, sketches, photography, sculpting.
I thought you were like a record label executive, like a manager. That's what I assumed you were.
No. What I do, I literally, and I only do this for independent artists whose music I can get down with, or at least I can tell that it's good, and I know that there is a market out there for it, because like I have a few people who do EDM music, and I have some EDM radio stations. They're all in England, but I do have some, and even though I don't really like EDM, I can tell if it's crap or not. And so, I send their shit out. I've gotten to the point where some of them I don't like. That's one of the reasons why I ask people for 2 songs a month, because if one of them is kind of shitty, I'm just not going to send that one out. I'm going to just hold that one back, and maybe, in 6 months after that person hasn't heard their own music for a little while and they go back and listen to it, they're going to realize, oh, I'm glad that she didn't put that up there. But I'm still at least putting out 1 song every month for to these radio stations for them to check out, and at least they're going to spin them at least once. The ones that I'm close with, which I have about 45 or 50 that I'm close with that I know will just play my shit.
Yeah, so
it's taken me many, many, many months to build these relationships. I started out by hanging out in their live feeds or hanging out on their social media pages and leaving comments that I knew would grab their attention, but didn't ask for attention.
Yeah.
Which is a form of manipulation in itself. I mean, if you think about it, I was peacocking basically.
Okay.
But they got used to seeing my name, and we started a conversation, and it just kind of would go from there, either the DJ or the station manager. Then I started hitting them up via email and started making phone calls a week later, and it took a lot of time for me to get there. But I've gotten there, and I'm content with where I'm at, and I know that I'm getting my people played. And that's really all that matters to me. I want to see people stay independent. I don't want to see people go in and get taken advantage of by these record labels. Oh, Tech said I installed an instance of. Oh, fuck you, dude. I hate how smart you are. You really irritate the fuck out of me.
I was hoping he'd come in and explain it real quick.
I've sent him like my links before to come up, and he is just not one who enjoys to come up and speak. He likes to stay in the comments, which I get.
Talking about like the dark web? Is that what you're talking about? Not the dark.
Oh, okay. So it's like how the what do you call them, the illegal download sites and stuff work, where they seed fucking info, so everybody has a tiny bit of information on their hard drive. So you like, is that what you're talking about?
Like FTP? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know this world. This is a whole different world. I am not familiar with this.
Same. I have not a clue. I know that I get, shut down a lot, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I have some videos and shit on my Instagram that have 70 and 80,000 views on them, and I'm cool with those few having 70 or 80,000 views. I don't need all of them to have that many views or that many likes or whatever. I just glad that if one person sees it, they saw it. Whatever I posted or whatever I shared.
Or you can pin it. You can pin it to your profile, so when people discover you, that's the first thing they continue to see it. That's like the one that got you viral and everybody really gravitated towards. Because I have never seen that. It'll take me a long time to go through to keep scrolling to find that 80,000 view post.
Oh yeah, it'll take you forever because they're like way down there. But I've got a few that I've put up in the last few days that are already sitting at like 5,000 to 8,000. But then I have a bunch that I've posted in the last week that are like, they have 20 views and no likes and one random ass comment.
That's how it goes.
And I'm all right with that. I don't. The thing that irritates the crap out of me is when I go to leave a comment on someone else's shit, and I said something genius, totally fucking genius, and I go to hit send, and it tells me to fuck off.
What? How does it do that? Is
it
like
will
the server?
pop up and tell me that I can't. Certain activities are restricted for my account for the next 24 hours or until a certain date. And it doesn't come out and say you can't comment on people's shit, but that's what it means, is you can't comment on people's shit. And fuck, I haven't been able to go live from my own account in like 6 months because every time I get like to the end of my month fucking ban on going live, it fucking I end up saying something I'm not supposed to again.
Say what?
Okay, so what's her name? Blue Ivy. She's like all grown up and shit now, and she was given this great fucking job and career that was handed to her because of her mommy. And she was like chewing these two women out, young ladies out in a way that was just degrading and cruel and just disgusting and foul. And I went into that feed and I told her, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but check it out, bitch. You were handed your job. You did not earn it. So stop talking down to people like you earned your position because you didn't earn shit.
You said that to Blue Ivy.
And I got in trouble for fucking bullying.
You said that to Blue Ivy.
I said that to Blue Ivy.
The daughter of Illuminati.
Yeah. That Blue Ivy.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's a guarantee that's gonna happen. Yeah, they got eyes on your account.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I have a backup account now.
Oh, there you go.
It's like it has like I don't even have my own picture up on it. I have my ex-girlfriend's picture up on it with her permission.
Those are the ones that make money too. The ones that don't have like real face on them.
Oh well, like I got tons of like, but they're not my pictures. They're my ex's pictures. So yeah. And it's actually picking up momentum already, and I barely have posted on it. But my ex is really cute, so I think that's probably why.
Oh, there you go. That's the ones that make the money too.
And I set it up to where I only post about music shit. I don't post about anything else but music stuff on there.
Oh yeah, Tech Vahana. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Tech Vahana is on a whole different level of intelligence in this field. I don't know anything about.
Dude, I know. I for me being a kind of a simple person, I got a lot of really intelligent fucking friends, like massively intelligent fucking friends.
As you're supposed to do. That's
how I'm friends with them, I don't know, because we can't even talk on the same level.
So is this another show that you guys do aside from the police one? This is another like podcast.
Oh yeah, well, see, like this right here is just my personal channel.
Okay.
That I, basically whatever I'm feeling, if I'm feeling it and I want to go live, or if there's like a story that I pitch to Taya and Steven and they don't want it, then I will bring it here and I will bring that person here and I will let them fucking tell it, you know, the horse's mouth, fucking tell it the way they want to. Because I feel like some shit, you know, the editor over there is like, no, we're not doing this.
Gotcha.
It's wrong for it to stay quiet and it needs some kind of an outlet. And even if it only hits like 1,000 people or so, or 1,500 people or so that that follow me, I'm grateful for that. Hell, if 10 people see it, I'm happy because at least there's 10 people out there who know this person's story. They know what happened to them. They know why it happened and they know the details about it. And it's not going to be just a quiet statistic that nobody ever knows about. Sure, it may not, you know, create a movement of any kind, but it will create people to make phone calls. It'll create a few people to send emails. Quite often, but there was this woman that her name's Ruby, and she's fabulous. I really love her to death. A few years ago, in her area, her and 4 or 5 other people were set up with, I can't remember if it was 2 ounces or 2 pounds of crystal meth by an informant. And it is believed that it is the same 2 ounces or 2 pounds of meth that each person was that was planted on each person. It was the same fucking, you know, 2 ounces. So if you go into the police lockup or whatever and find their evidence room, instead of there being 2 ounces from 5 different cases, there's going to be 2 ounces there for all 5 cases. But 4 of the people got convicted and went to prison. She was the last one to go to court about all of it, and she ended up having some kind of info on her phone that proved that this dude set her the fuck up. And then one of the cops, their body cam was not off. It was running, and it picked up something that eventually exonerated her. And it also exonerated everybody else who was convicted, who was set up with this same 2 ounces of meth.
Yeah.
And so, you know, TRNN did not want to run that story. They didn't want to run the story before she was found innocent, and they still don't want to run it. And I don't understand quite why, but they don't want to. And so that's a story that I'm bringing here.
Got you.
To
I wonder
share and I think that it's important that people know that it's not just cops, it's informants and shit that are setting people up. And especially in Bexar County, or Bexar County is what I call it because that's how it's fucking spelled. Down there in Texas, it is so corrupt and so horrible down there. We've had several cop watchers and First Amendment auditors who have, for nothing, for literally standing on their rights as a U.S. citizen and filming the police during the course of their fucking duties, have gone to jail for a fucking year or 2 down there. Shit that there's no way that the law should be protecting them. But when the people who are running the laws and running the court systems are corrupt, they're going to put you away because you looked at them funny. Because you told them to shut the fuck up. Because you told them that they need to go and do their fucking job and leave you the fuck alone because you're not doing anything wrong.
Metaphorically, that's the same as the whole Instagram censoring as well. Same thing. Same thing. I'm gonna have to tap out though. I dig this platform. This is real dope. You got to show me how you do this.
Yeah, and you can use my channel anytime you want to. I don't care.
What's that?
I got like 1,500. I got 1,500 followers, I think, on this channel. And wow. You're welcome to use it anytime you want.
Bless. I'll say right now, just get the Drodian app in the iOS app store coming to the Android soon. If you want some free merch, I'm giving away free stuff.
Ooh, fun. I like free things.
Yeah, yeah. Just tap in. Every month I'm gonna have notifications, and just go into the app. It's like a trivia, or it's just something simple. Post your answer on Instagram, and then boom, I'm gonna have something sent to you. Easy.
Done.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, I will talk to you later, man. Bye, everybody who is still hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out for so long. You rock. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.